This is the latest story that what I've written in the last couple of days, few days, like a story. Do you mind if I took? I can't see the camera without my glasses, so, but I can't read the script with my glasses. So I'm 50 years old, for fuck's sake. I can't read the script wearing glasses, and I can't watch the camera. So I'll have to take off. All right, you'll have to look out for me. I can't see. All I can see is a blur. It's a story what I've just written, like, it's called Car Wars. Did you see that last Star Wars? Complete piece of shit, wasn't it? This is called Car Wars. This is weird. I can't see. I know, I'm very. Nope, gonna have to take the specs off. Car Wars. In the mid-1980s, Clive Sinclair invented an electric car, the Sinclair C5. Everybody laughed at it, and it was very unpopular and ridiculed. He lost a lot of money. Sorry, start again. In the mid-1980s, Clive Sinclair invented an electric car, the Sinclair C5. Everybody laughed at it, and it was very unpopular and ridiculed. He lost a lot of money. Around about the year 2000, electric mobility scooters were released for the disabled. A lot of people became very lazy because they are fat, idle bums who can't be bothered to walk 100 yards to the shops and have spent all their disablement benefit on half a dozen more pizzas which they had eaten for breakfast, and for a few poor sods who had had their legs amputated. In the early years of the 21st century, cars were fitted with satellite navigation systems, Google Maps, to tell the driver where to drive, so that he didn't get lost. Women have never been famous for their map reading skills. In 2015, Google unveiled their first self-driving electric car, which could travel on any major road in the world, navigating using the Google Maps. They were released for public sale in the year 2016. They were released for public sale in the year 2018. By 2023, most new cars were fitted with artificial intelligence personalities, and owners would usually give their vehicles names, like Ford if they owned a Ford car. Victor or Victoria was common for Vauxhalls. Wagner pronounced Wagner, not Wagner, because the Germans are really stupid and can't tell the difference between a V and a W if they had a Volkswagen. Skunk for a Skoda, or Lemon if they owned a Citroen. Work it out. Nice sort of bad. They're not so bad. Oh, fuck it, leave it. By 2025, self-driving cars were commonplace. Passengers relaxing in the back of the car, while a computer does all the steering and navigation. In the same year, the government introduced a new legislation banning the sale and manufacture of petrol-driven automobiles to protect the environment and lower pollution levels. All new cars were now electric, and petrol-driven cars were becoming less and less popular. Texaco and Esso went bankrupt in the year 2007, but Shell had adapted to the new market and was now a major shareholder of Global Electricity. By 2029, all public car parks had been fitted with automatic battery charging parking bays. Allowing passengers and any remaining drivers to charge their electric cars whilst they did their grocery shopping. Although nowadays most people ordered their groceries through websites on their computers and had them delivered from the online supermarket's automated warehouse by a computer-driven van. For over 6 years after the introduction of the self-drive cars, there were 12 minor incidents involving a computerized vehicle. Like Star Wars, all that. For over 6 years after the introduction of the self-drive cars, there were 12 minor incidents involving a computerized vehicle, and any problems that did occur were usually due to a flat battery or an occasional puncture. Puncture-proof tyres were introduced several years earlier, but not everybody had them yet. Not a single serious road accident involved a self-drive car, unless it was caused by some drunk who was trying to drive their own car over the limit. In fact, in the year 2030, it became illegal to drive a car manually, because 98% of car crashes were caused by human drivers, and by this time, every car was fitted with puncture-proof tyres. It was not until 2031 that the accidents began to become more obvious. At first, it was little things, like the airbag not inflating after a crash, and the driver fracturing his skull when he smashed his head against the dashboard. Other incidents involved seatbelts unclipping automatically while the car was in motion, causing passengers and driver to fly headfirst through the glass windscreen. Other passengers were accidentally electrocuted when they tried to turn off the ignition key, or when they opened the door before saying goodbye to their AI driver. Other events, such as the handbrake failing when the human driver was checking the pressure of the rear left tyre because of a warning light, and the car rolls backwards and crushes the man's back, were becoming suspicious. From the year 2032 to 2035, there were several hundred accidents involving pedestrians being run over on zebra crossings and the brakes failing on mobility scooters, causing them to run into the middle of a busy high road in the rush hour, crushing the rider under the wheels of a passing lorry. The year is 2035. Now outside the Minister of Transport, Sir Nigel Featherstone III. I must admit there have been one or two mishaps in the last few years concerning self-drive cars. Henry Ford shakes the right-hand door handle of his Jaguar car. "Open up, damned you," he moans through gritted teeth. "You didn't say please," sighed Jacob, the car's artificial intelligence computer. It was a metallic blue Jacob X IT which stands for exciting, intelligent talk. Don't be silly, huffed the passenger. I will let you out on one condition, suggested the AIC unit. Finish the song that you were playing on the CD. What song was that? Asked Mr. Ford. Love Me Fender, by Elvis Pelvisley, of course. Love me, Fender, love me wheels, oh, my dance come true. My hubcap's made of tin, not steel, so my windscreen's always blue. Now open the bloody door. Henry Ford was getting very angry. I don't like your tone of voice, huffed the car. Henry Ford was found dead, naked from the waist down, sitting on the gear stick. 2036. Samson the coach refused to move, stopping dead in the fast lane of the motorway, heading into London on the A1 road, heading south from Hatfield on their way to work. I'm bored, huffed Samson. Day after day, backwards and forwards, month after month, after year, Royston to London via Stevenage, Welwyn Garden City, Hatfield, St Albans and Watford 4 times a day, every day of my life. He knew his 724 route off by heart, if a bus had a heart anyway. It was a very bored computer and just a little bit depressed. All day long I had to listen to you mindless, boring, incredibly dull, grey-suited fuckwits. My life left me. The hamster died. I'm so bored and miserable. My daughter's pregnant. My son is gay. Another airport just got blown up by Arab fanatics. It's the end of the world, boo-hoo. And you think you have problems? How the hell do you think I feel? Huffed the bus. Traffic was blocked for 73 hours, causing the longest traffic jam in history. Battery low, sighed the tired little electric car, a small orange 2-seated economy vehicle called Clarence. You were plugged into the main electricity supply for the entire night, insisted Michelle, the passenger in the tiny bubble car. How can your battery be flat when we only left the hour? How can your battery be flat when we only left the house an hour ago? I was watching a discussion program on the internet about the suspicious circumstances of Gregory Plaxton's death when he was decapitated by the car door of an electric Rolls Royce, explained Clarence. 2037. Every road in the whole wide world is in absolute chaos. The M1 motorway is blocked from London to Edinburgh. Traffic lights randomly flashing green, red, amber. Self-driving cars ramming into each other, trying to squeeze into the nearest parking bay. Passengers starving to death, trapped in their cars because the doors refused to open, or electrocuted when they tried to override the artificial intelligence onboard computer. By the year 2038, cars had taken over every high street in the world, and all the people had become prisoners in their own homes. Isn't technology wonderful? The end.